Zinc deficiency is a common problem throughout the world, and it contributes to many unwanted health problems. It's a foundational mineral and is essential to human health and growth, and it has an essential role in the development of hormones and the immune system. Zinc is one of the best minerals to boost and to balance a tired and overstimulated immune system. Experts predict almost 2 billion, which is roughly a quarter of the world's population, are deficient in zinc. This is thought to be from the inadequate consumption through the individual's diet. From a functional health perspective, there's a lot more zinc deficiency in our society due to poor biochemical pathways. When we have poor blood sugar signalling due to a diet that's high in sugar and carbohydrates, we're unable to adequately absorb the zinc. Individuals with leaky gut syndrome often develop a zinc deficiency from the poor absorption. Consuming high amounts of phytic acid in grains and legumes can also adversely affect the zinc levels. The regular use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs depletes the zinc levels in the body also. Zinc is critical for balancing the immune system and keeping the Th1, Th2 systems in check. It potentiates the action of the human cytokine interferon alpha, a protein that inhibits viral replication. This reduces immunological stress and improves the immune coordination. Zinc is also a very specific component of specific enzymes in the body, including superoxide dismutase. This enzyme is a powerful intracellular antioxidant, and it protects the cellular genomics and prevents against viral infection and toxic debris accumulation within the cellular matrix. When the immune system recognizes a pathogen, it sets off a series of molecules to create a process that activates the innate immune response. This process involves the nuclear factor kappa beta pathway, or the NF-kappa B pathway. Healthy immunity depends on sensitive NF-kappa B activity, but it must reduce the overstimulation of the NF-kappa B, or we risk chronic inflammation. Zinc plays an important role here, as it binds to a protein within the NF-kappa B pathway, and this halts its activity. This is a programmed shutdown of the NF-kappa B pathway, and it reduces the effects of too much inflammatory activity within the cells. Without adequate zinc, the NF-kappa B pathway gets overstimulated, and it creates chronic inflammatory conditions that have been linked to degenerative diseases. Pyroluria is a unique metabolic condition, and it's very rarely recognized in both the medical and the natural health world. It's considered by many in the functional medicine world to be the most common unknown disorder. There's several waste products that are produced when the body makes hemoglobin for the red blood cells. These waste products are called cryptopyroles, and these are typically excreted by the body. Individuals with pyroluria are unable to excrete these, and they build up in the system. These bind strongly to zinc, biotin, and vitamin B6, which are critical nutrients for cellular metabolism. Over a period of time, the body becomes very deficient in these critical nutrients, and symptoms can arise. So these individuals need high doses of these key nutrients, and typically will need 60 to 100 milligrams of zinc supplementation per day. Zinc's effect on NF-kappa B makes it a formidable player in the prevention of cancer cell growth patterns. It's been shown to decrease tumour cell angiogenesis and the induction of inflammatory cytokines. It also increases apoptosis, or the programmed cell death, in the abnormal cell lines, which reduces the chance of cancer growth. Research shows zinc is particularly important in prostate and breast cancers. A 2012 study showed individuals with the BRCA1 gene that's strongly associated with breast cancer development, who had the highest levels of zinc, had the lowest risk of cancer development. The study also showed those with the lowest zinc levels had significantly elevated risk of developing the breast cancer. In other research, Dr. David Watts reviewed the hair trace mineral reports of thousands of women and found that a pattern of elevated boron, copper, and calcium levels with lower levels of zinc occurred in women with breast cancer. Dr. Watt's understanding is that boron and copper appear to make the body more sensitive to the stimulatory effects of estrogen and less responsive to the quietening effect of progesterone. Zinc is the mineral that aids in the production and the utilization of progesterone. So this pattern of mineralization makes women less progesterone responsive and more estrogen sensitive. and raising the zinc levels and lowering the boron, copper and calcium can bring these women into mineral balance and help in the creation of hormonal balance. The primary gene protecting men from prostate cancer and women from breast cancer is the p53 gene. This is thought to be the guardian of the human genome. When this gene becomes mutated, it allows for the development of cancer. The gene requires zinc, and zinc deficiencies are shown to cause mutated versions of the p53 gene. This dramatically raises the risk of breast and prostate cancer cell development. Zinc and copper compete against each other as antagonists in order to properly regulate the physiological pathways within the body. The proper balance between the two trace minerals is critical to maintaining health. Unlike zinc, copper can readily accumulate in the body into toxic concentrations. In order to maintain adequate zinc levels, a higher dose of zinc compared to copper is required daily. Zinc is only stored for short durations in the blood and the bone, and is quickly excreted through our urine and our fecal matter. Ideally, nutritional biochemist Dr. Paul Eck recommends the proper intake of copper to zinc should be a 1:8 ratio. When properly concentrated in the right balance, the zinc behaves like the big brother, blocking copper in food and in the body from being absorbed. Fortunately, foods that are high in zinc, like meat, seafood, nuts, and pumpkin seeds, are also very high in copper, so you get both of these together in your diet. When testing plasma zinc and serum copper levels, an ideal ratio is roughly 1 to 1.2, meaning you should have equal or slightly higher levels of plasma zinc than you have of serum copper. The best food sources of zinc include oysters, shellfish, meat, eggs, nuts and seeds. But nuts and seeds also contain phytic acid, and this binds to the zinc and gives reduced absorption throughout the digestive tract. So seafood, grass-fed beef and organ meat, and pasture-raised eggs are better sources. Sprouting seeds helps to remove phytic acid and lectins, and this makes the zinc and other minerals more bioavailable and easy to absorb. The recommended daily allowance for zinc is between 8 to 11 milligrams for most adults. However, for functional health, the most progressive nutritionalists and doctors recommend between 30 to 40 milligrams per day. Zinc can be a problem when one takes in more than 100 milligrams per day. The preferred form of zinc would be an amino acid chelate, like zinc glycinate. To learn more about vitamins and minerals, herbs and supplements, natural treatments, or to book a consultation, check out my website.